Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. I'm Mike, your host, and I hope you guys are having the best day ever. Before I get started, guys, please subscribe if you are new here with the notification bell on. We're on the road to 159,000 subscribers. Guys, we literally hit 158,000 yesterday, so thank you all so much for that. But what's going on, you guys, and welcome back. And today I want to tell you another spooky dream that I had. This one happened last night, and I want to tell you now while it's fresh in my head. Just like I do with all of my dreams that are really bizarre, this one was a very outstanding dream for many reasons. One of them was that it involved Pennywise. Yes, Pennywise the clown. Now, it's a little choppy, just like dreams are. Like, it starts off in one scene and then you end up in another. So I'll try to keep it together as much as I can. But it was really disturbing. It really made me feel very uncomfortable when I woke up. Now, personally, I love the It movies, and I'm not scared by them at all. I love Pennywise. I think he's more funny than scary. Like, I definitely find him creepy in, like, a fuck, he's so creepy kind of way. But he's also, like, hilariously funny in a way. But, you know, coming face to face with him... even in a dream, it's enough to change how you see him, and I feel like it's definitely done that for me. So I'll go through with you what I remember. It's really not that much, but I remember being on the main street where I live, and I'm approaching, like, there's a bridge. It's hard to explain on camera, but, like, there's a bridge, and I cross over this bridge, and it's as if I'm walking on the sidewalk. Now, I'm walking on the right side of the road, and I'm walking up the main street, and it's, like, dark, and there is, like, an apartment building right here on the corner, like, it's just at the entrance of the bridge kind of thing. And so I walk past that, and I end up somewhere else. Now, I don't know how I got there from being where I was, but I end up in this, like, weird fucking, like, if you guys have seen Wrong Turn 6, it's a little bit like the chamber that's in the hotel with, like, the sex table in the middle of the floor. It's a little bit like that in a way where it's, like, got, like, display stands around it. People could sit around and watch kind of a show, but instead of there being anything, like, in particular in the middle, like, for a show to be on display, it's this square-shaped well made out of stone, and it's like a square shape. It's really not that big. It's probably, I would say maybe 10 feet by 10 feet squared. Like, it's that sort of size, and it's made entirely out of stone. And I was there with, like, maybe 3 or 4 other people, and we were kind of, it wasn't a big place at all. But we were, like, sitting on these, like, concrete steps, and I was sitting here, somebody was sitting on a few steps just away from me, and I knew who they were, but now that I'm thinking back, I don't remember who they are. But I remember in the dream, like, I knew them. And I don't know whether it's just people that I've made up in my dream, or whether it's people that I do actually know, but I just, you know, since I've been awake, I've forgotten who it was. But there was, like, 4 people. There was someone further up on, sitting near enough level to me, but further down on the aisle that I was sitting on, and then somebody sitting on the other side on the seats that were on the other side of, like, the well. The well was the centerpiece of this, like, weird, like, gloomy concrete, like, fucking dungeon with a stone well in the middle. And it was a very small place. It wasn't like a big, huge, like, stadium. It was kind of a small room with, like, just sort of these weird, like, steps / seats going around. And so there's this well, and there's some kind of act going on, like some kind of, like, you know, when you're at a circus, it was a little bit like that. There's this one guy who was, like, I guess he was doing something, and he fell down the well. Now, I went over and looked down the well, and I seen him laying at the bottom. Now, it wasn't a very deep well. I would say it was probably, like, 15, 20 feet deep. Now, the guy was still alive. I could see him. And he was laying on his back at the bottom of this well. But at the bottom of the well, it kind of expanded. Like, it opened out into a bigger room. It wasn't just, like, narrow all the way down. It opened out. Like, there was, like, some kind of tunnels underneath. And there's something down there. Now, I remember this part freaking me out the most. Was, like, those people that I was with, there was only, like, 4 people there. They started to blame me because I was the only one who was watching and they weren't looking, or something so fucking petty and stupid like that. And I got so pissed off about that because I felt like they were blaming me because I was, like, in a way, I was kind of watching the show to see what this guy was going to do. But the other guys were, like, looking around and doing whatever, so they didn't see him fall, but I did. And they're blaming me because I didn't do anything to stop it. Like, I could fucking run all the way there and catch him kind of thing. He just fell down this hole. And so he's laying, like, directly, a little bit like the scene from Jeepers Creepers when Derry falls down the pipe. And he's laying directly in the spotlight from the light coming down the pipe. And you just see that circle of light around Derry. It was a little bit like that with this guy. And very like Jeepers Creepers, actually, it opened up like that. Like there was some kind of underground rooms or tunnels or something, just like what happened in Jeepers Creepers. I feel like this, now that I think about it, that never really occurred to me until now. That it's like a combination of 3 of my favorite movies. It, The Ring, because of the well, and also a little bit like Jeepers Creepers. But anyway, let's move on. So this guy falls down there, and except he's like laying on the ground and he's kind of squirming and like groaning, like, oh, like he's broke his back or something, which is to be expected. We're like blaming each other as like, me, what am I supposed to fucking do? Like run over here and save him? Like, why? It's not my fault any less than it is your fault. It's nobody's fault. The next thing I know is this guy, a fire ignites underneath him, as if he fell on like a small campfire, but it just, all you could see was like underneath him was like flames coming up from around his side. And I don't remember anything else after that, but I remember going to get help. Now, I left wherever it was, and I went back on the main street, the direction that I came from, and I ran all the way down to where in real life there is a police station. I ran to the police station, and I go in there, and there's these, like, weird, like, Spanish, like, I don't know, it's like these Spanish girls that are, like, I guess they were the police or they were something to do with this act, but they were in the police station. They were the only ones around, and they said, like, if you need us, like, come and get help. But the weird thing is, in the dream, we couldn't understand each other because they were, like, speaking Spanish. And they were wearing, I know they were Spanish because they were wearing, like, those old-fashioned style Spanish, like, the Spanish, you know, dancer, like, outfits. I don't know what they're called, but it was really bizarre that they were, like, 2 young Spanish women. And I was trying to say to them, like, something's going on. Like, this guy, I just saw him fall down the well, and I watched a fire ignite underneath him. Like, I was trying to explain that to them. And they were like, okay, I'll come. But they were, like, walking as I was trying to run back up the main street again to get back to this place. But it was weird because I remember it was as if something had unleashed, because when we got back there, the guy was gone. He was not there anymore on the fire. So we didn't know what had happened, and it was almost like he fell into some kind of animal pit, and the cages opened up and the animal came out, got its feast. Don't know why he was on a campfire. Maybe it was cooking for the whatever animal was down in this dungeon. So whatever the animal was took him, and then left again. Now, I only thought about this earlier, but it's a little bit like in It, because I'll get to the Pennywise thing in a second, but remember in It, especially chapter 2, I believe, where they go down that thing to the very bottom of the ground, and they end up in this place where it's been there for like millions of years under like the sewer system. I guess it could have been like that, maybe manifested in my dream. But it was a lot different. Like something was living down there underneath this well. So anyway, after that, I don't know how it went from there to this part, but I remember having like this really bad feeling that, you know, we've unleashed something evil. And I was trying to get help and I couldn't, and these Spanish women wouldn't understand me, and they were like not taking me seriously. And I was saying, I watched a man fall down this hole and he landed in a fire, and then he burned, and then something took him away. Like, I remember being angry that they wouldn't, like, listen to me. But then, anyway, the next thing I know, I'm somewhere else, but I remember walking through, like, rooms, and this might be because I watched a video from Nick Crowley, the Backrooms video that he made a few years ago. And this is something that does freak me out. Maybe because I watched that again last night. Maybe that might have been why the rooms, like, was in my dream. Like, I was going from room to room. And one thing Nick Crowley said in his video, which I distinctly remember thinking that's fucking terrifying, was he was saying about there's like creatures in the, you know, on the grounds with you of this like alternate reality, or like the back rooms, wherever it is, like you fell off the map, you've glitched out of the system. He specifically said there's like creatures around too. So that freaked me out a lot. And he was saying something about like, imagine if you turn a corner and you just see there's a creature there. Like, I think that might have stuck in my head because I do remember thinking like, oh, that's fucking terrifying, especially if you have nowhere to run or hide. So I think that might be why I dreamed about these rooms, right? So getting to the Pennywise part, I was like walking through these rooms and I suddenly felt like that evil was after me. like it was coming for me. And it wasn't nothing like particular about these rooms. They were kind of like brick walls. It wasn't like the white rooms. It was like brick walls, and like concrete ground and concrete ceiling, but brick walls. And there was like doorways every now and then. And then suddenly it was like a grimy old basement, like with pipes and stuff like that. That's what it looked like. Suddenly Pennywise comes out of nowhere. Now, one thing I do remember is it was the Bill Skarsgård version of Pennywise, and he was a lot shorter in real life than I expected. He looked less intimidating than in the movie, but it was still fucking scary as hell, guys. And so I remember trying to run from him, and he ran after me, and he was not like losing me at all. He was just right behind me, just on my fucking ass the whole way. Until eventually I found like one of those under the stairs closets. It was literally like a small little closet like that kind of went down into a point like under the stairs. Now I found one of them, and I opened it, and as I closed it, he like stopped it with his hand, and I just game over for me. Like, I knew it was time to give up. He came in the closet with me. And then, I don't know how I could still see him, but I could see him. It was very dimly lit, but there was no light in there, but I could still see him. And he had these, like, he was super close to my face, and he was, like, this close. And he had these, like, this big grin with his buck teeth showing. And he had these, like, wild eyes like he does in the movie in some scenes. But I remember he was, like, shaking with excitement almost, like he was about to feast on my fucking bones and stuff. It was horrible. The look in his face was animalish. And he had these reptilian eyes with, like, the slot going down instead of, like, humans have, like, circular pupils. He had, like, these lines going down, and they were the yellow and red outline, just like in the movie. But his eyes were, like, spread apart like he does. Like, he has that, like, goofy, wide-eyed apart. And he was looking directly in my eyes, and he was, like, doing his Pennywise weird clown voice, like, yeah, let's hide in here, like that. He specifically said that, like, let's hide in here. And I don't think, he knew that I was trying to hide from him. But I tried to remain calm, but I remember I was fucking violently shaking because I felt like I was about to die. I was literally shaking like this. And he was stood right here in front of me. And it was horrible. Like, I don't think I've ever been scared of Pennywise, but that dream has changed my perspective of him completely. It might not sound scary to you, but when you're faced with him like that and you feel like it's real, it's one of those dreams where it felt like real. It was scary. And he was like, yeah, let's hide in here. But he had like those crazed eyes. Like when he's about to eat Vicky in chapter 2. And he's like, 1, 2. And then he jumps at her. Like, I was waiting. It was that waiting. I guess that's the only, like, the anxiety of waiting for it to happen. Like, I could see he was slobbering and spitting everywhere, and he was like shaking, like, and he had this like hungered look in his eyes. Oh man, being trapped in the dark closet with him, and he was looking at me like that, and it was like he was playing with me, like teasing me and trying to make me as scared as possible before he was ready to pounce. And I knew it was coming, and that was the worst part, was the waiting to die at the hands of Pennywise. I was just waiting for him to do that open mouth thing where his whole fucking head opens up and there's like a million teeth, and then just go, ah. But it didn't get to that point. I woke up, thankfully. But guys, that is the end of that. It was a very scary dream. I hope you don't dream about it tonight, but if you do, let me know. Have you ever had a dream about Pennywise? Actually, that's the question of the day. Let me know in the comment section. And guys, if you enjoyed this story, hit the like button down below, and if you want to see my other dream and nightmare videos, check the playlist in the description too. I hope you will find some of them pretty fun or interesting or even scary. That is the end of that, guys. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Remember the most important thing: chase your dreams, keep on fighting, and enjoy your weekend, guys. Peace out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoy my videos and you would like to support me and my channel more and also be featured in my videos, go check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. I would really appreciate any help you guys have to offer. As you can see, we have different tiers, different rewards, so go over there, check it out, and I would really appreciate that. Every little helps. Thank you so much. And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe with the notification bell on, and also follow me on all my social media. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat. So go follow me on all of those, and remember the most important thing: I love you guys, and chase your dreams.